bum, but at this point I call that history. Fuck around and grill a pig like some rotisserie. Give a fuck about who you think you with, don't trust the industry. Why you wanna be my enemy? You should really let me be, cause really you can't fuck with me. Nah, you can't fuck with me, little bitch. And yes, I took my heat. Yes, I love to redo, that made me L-A-M-E or W-I-S-E. My third eye open, I can see. Must protect my inner peace. No response, I can't give you my energy. I don't follow trends, cause bitch, I'ma just.
Okay, so channel off bat. Okay, firstly, hi. How's everyone doing today? I hope that everyone's day is going blessed and good. We are going to do a channel love reading, but this style is going to be a little different because it's like I'm not necessarily going to be focused or fixated on a soul's person energy. It is February. It is Valentine's Day coming up, so I know that February is a month of love, and I want to like tap into that energy for you guys. The channel song I was just hearing though is it goes like, don't be over here talking about me and my singing, but it's like, love, so many things I got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how, because there's a possibility that you look at me differently, love. Okay, so yeah, boom, there you go. It is, I don't know, someone, I said I was not going to fixate it, but I am, the energy is coming through strong. So it is someone in your energy, like, maybe wanting to, like, talk about something or tell you something in a sense. I'm always picking up on that, though, for the most part. But I really wanted to solely focus on, like, what is love for real? You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants love, but most people don't know what love is or even know how to spot it when it's around, or you are not even in a place where you are truly attracting love. You feel what I'm saying? And so it's like, I know a lot of times people tend to stay where they're comfortable at, where you tend to stay in certain type of like situations where you're basically comfortable, where the person may make you comfortable even though they're displaying and showing things and signs that you would not want in your ideal partner. You still choose to stay. When you're doing this, you're not opening up to receive the highest form of love, because you're blocking it off due to still experiencing connections that you're not supposed to be experiencing, or it was supposed to be two on the time as I say that, but it was supposed to be like just a learned experience, you know, something that you learned your lesson from and move forward. And a lot of times we keep ourselves stuck in these same loops and cycles because you are wanting the idea of love so much that you're willing to settle for it. And that is the worst thing that you can do, is try to settle for love. You feel what I'm saying? If a person is not displaying and checking off every last one of your boxes, and I literally do mean every last one of your boxes, because it's possible. Like, our standards have to get much higher than what they are currently at this time. And I know I'm not just talking to my feminines, I'm talking to my divine masculines as well. We have to learn to, again, like I was saying, know when someone is displaying the opposite of what it is that you have been manifesting or wanting to attract within your ideal partner. And it's like, I like to always say that your husband or your wife is your husband or your wife. You feel what I'm saying? And that is who you need to be attracting. Like, if you are the type of person where you see yourself wanting love eventually, where you see yourself settling down eventually, it is important not to try to manifest like a certain person. Because a lot of times, and this is not all the time, you know, sometimes you are, like, sometimes once you reach that level of energetically working on yourself, 4-4 on the timer as I say that, once you have reached a point of where you feel like you've energetically worked on yourself enough to where you have met someone and they are displaying and showing like signs that you have basically been manifesting this entire time through you working on yourself. So you basically, through the inner work that you've done, you've manifested the exact version of yourself, if that makes sense, because that's what we do anyway. Like, a lot of times, what you are seeing within a relationship, a lot of times what you, 4 on the timer, a lot of times what you are seeing in a relationship is versions of yourself that is not healed. And a lot of times people can display to you and project to you versions of yourself that you basically have not healed. So for an example, if you may have like abandonment issues or trauma, Spirit is going to send you someone to trigger your abandonment issues, because it's like they're needing you to focus on that and heal that. And so it's like, instead of maybe like you tend to chase after a person, or your version of, like, people have different versions of, once their abandonment issues are triggered, some people run, because of some people are the runners. Like, they run first because they are afraid to be abandoned. So they kind of like jump off ship first, 4 on the time as I say that, because they're not wanting to feel that energy. So it's like, if I abandon the connection first, or if I abandon the situation first, then technically I'm not being abandoned. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like that's their idealist way of like thinking. And then you have some who are more of like the chasers, the more like please don't leave me because you're gonna trigger my abandonment issues if you do. Or like you're kind of like chasing after the person or connection because you are afraid of being abandoned, or like you're holding and clinging onto that person's energy so much because you are afraid of being abandoned. And so it's like, you just have to be mindful and understand the difference, and understand when certain things are being triggered out of you, like how, like, because nothing can trigger you technically outside of yourself. So it's like, when spirits sit in different connections, they're kind of trying to mold and teach you on things that you need to basically grow or work on within yourself, so that you can properly attract a powerful and healing connection, because that's genuinely what you should want in the first place. You shouldn't, we at this stage, you shouldn't be wanting anything toxic. If you're constantly arguing with a person's constantly stepping out on you, cheating on you, if you're cheating on the person, like, just leave the damn connection alone, leave it alone. Because it's like, in the end, you're only hurting yourself. And it goes back to what I was saying, like, you're blocking those blessings, you're blocking your wife or your husband from being able to come in, because you're holding on to these temporary situations and partnerships and relationships and flings and different things like that. It's like, another thing as well is learning to be able to hold your sexual energy. If you cannot hold your sexual energy, that is a problem. Some people are very sexually active because of different reasons. It could be trauma that you experienced as a child. It could be you're overly sexually active for many different reasons. Some people lack, like, confidence and self-esteem, so they tend to give themselves away, or the first thing that they want to give away is their sexual energy, because they feel that this is the way to be able to keep someone. And that is the worst way that you can try to kind of mold yourself into a relationship, because that person is only going to see you and value you as that. Like, they're not going to see it as anything more than the energy that you're giving off in the first place. And so you have to be very mindful of that. And that goes for my women and my men. Learn to hold your sexual energy. It is very important to do that, especially if you are trying to attract in the correct partner for you. If you're tired, this is for my ones who is tired of heartbreaks, who is tired of same old cycles, and you want something different. Like, you have to, your way of manifesting that is to first go within and change yourself. I seen 8:48 on the timer as I say that. A lot of 444s, a lot of fours, yeah. So it's like, again, when it comes to love, the highest version of love that you can give is to self. And if you're not giving that to self, you're not going to attract that. No matter how much you want that love, you're not going to attract it, because you're not loving yourself. Like, how can, like, someone could come in and love you and try to show you love within yourself, but if you don't see that within yourself, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see the love that they're trying to give you, and you're not going to see the love that they're trying to help you install within yourself. It's almost like that person is going to be enabling you, and at the same time you're possibly hurting this person and stopping their growth because you're not able to go within and grow yourself. Some people literally attract the partner that they want and screw it up by projecting from past relationships. Or that's another thing as well. If like you have to like I was going to speak from experience, but I'm not. I don't know. I guess in a sort of kind of way I can, but basically you have to learn, like, you can't try to go into a newer connection and having the energy of they're going to be just like your older person or your old connections that you may have experienced. You're already putting that energy into the connection. You're already ruining the momentum of what could be because you are thinking with the mindset of lack. You know, when you are basically like afraid to love, afraid to give yourself away because of what you have been through in the past, you could possibly not be ready for love. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like a hard pill to swallow at times as well, is to know how to see those patterns and how to break them. If you have to open up your heart space, basically, is what I mean by that. Like, you have to be willing to open your heart space up to love, because if you don't, then it's like you, again, not able to attract that love. You're not able to fully manifest that properly because a part of you is closed, 11:14, as I say that, a part of you is closed off to love. And so it's like, once you begin to see these patterns and want to do what it takes to break these patterns, that's when the exciting part begins, you know? And another thing that I feel like I am learning, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to this as well, is learning patience. In the process of you asking the divine for something, you asking, and my ears are ringing so loud as I say that, what the hell? In the process of you asking the divine for something, you have to be patient and trust in them and know that they're going to send you what it is that you want and need. You know, like, sometimes you can manifest a connection and that person can truly be for you, but in a time frame of y'all meeting, it's not meant to come together fully just yet. Not saying that person is not for you, that you're not going to be able to ever experience that person. Sometimes it is needed for, I'm hearing in my head, like, separation phases, so that you both can do that soul growth on your own. Like, you know, because if not, it could be a repeated pattern of, like, codependency, trauma bonding as well. When it comes to sacred unions and connections, spirit, if they feel that spirit protects and is going to, and that's probably why I was seeing 4-4 so much, or 4 just so much, because it's like just that spiritual protection around these unions and stuff. It's like spirit is going to protect these unions at all costs, even if that means that they have to separate y'all for time being in order to protect the connection. And it's like, sometimes you would think that, you know, you'll get this cloudy vision that things are not going the way that it's supposed to, or not going, you know, how you would like it to, but it's all for your safety in the end. It's to genuinely give you what it is that you want. And so that neither one of the people in this connection basically fucks the connection up through, again, trauma bonding, codependency issues, projecting from past relationships and things like that, or just having your heart space closed off in general to love. Like, you wanting love and you wanting to feel what it's like to be loved, but then again, because of all of the things that you've been through within your past, you're like just literally blocking like a brick wall up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't be like that. We have to genuinely work from our heart space. We have to learn to heal our heart so that we can get that because we do deserve it. Everybody on this entire planet deserves love. Every single person deserves love. Every single person deserves what it feels like to have genuine love, someone who genuinely cares about you, your highest partner. If you're in these shitty relationships, get out of them. Like, there's no need for you to keep holding on and hurting yourself. That's the most crazy, like, and I can't say that because everyone learns at their own growth and on their own journey and shit, but at the same time, it's like, at some point, you have to really just look at yourself and be like, damn, I could genuinely be the problem, you know? So it's like, just be very mindful of that. Be very mindful not to just keep, like, dealing with these toxic, low vibrational people and connections just for the thrill of it, or just because you're bored, or whatever the case is. It's like, it's only fucking with you in the end. It's only gonna mess you up in the end. I do feel a lot of good things are coming to the collective when it comes to love, and I feel like this year is gonna be the year for a lot of unions happening. I really do, and a lot of like spirit babies is so heavy. The way I've been dreaming about pregnancies and just different things like that. Like, I had one dream the other night of me being pregnant, going to the doctor, and I'm just like, I'm in the doctor's office. I remember holding like this little baby boy in my hand or whatever, and just, I was thinking, because I'm so aware in my dream state, I'm just like, I'm celibate. Why the fuck am I in the doctor's office getting an ultrasound? You feel me? Like, I was just blown the fuck away. I'm like, even in my dream state, I'm like, bro, I am celibate. Like, what's really going on? And I just, like, again, that energy is just there. Like, it's there, you know? It's also a thing called spiritual pregnancy, where you are pregnant in the spirit realm before it actually manifests on the physical. So, like, sometimes you could have pregnancy symptoms and you're not, like, you know what I'm saying, you're not pregnant, but you're having pregnancy symptoms and things like that, because that's just how strong that energy is there, or whatever. Or just different things like seeing like babies pop up more often, or just, like, you know what I'm saying, children being really drawn to you at this time. Different things like that is signs that, you know, your spirit babies are near and around you. Like I mentioned before, I do feel like good things are coming to us as a whole, and I am excited for this time to come. I am excited for this new chapter that is to come as well. And I hope that you're excited too, because you should be, period. But yeah, I think that's all that I have for you guys. I hope that everyone is staying blessed and prayed up. Love and light.